Alright, let's get to work on this truck today. Going to be installing some 4-port injectors onto it today. Getting rid of those 1-port and upgrading to a 4-port that we found on a marketplace. Check out the headliner. Yeah. These are the single ports. Go ahead and get rid of those and install some 4-ports. Picked them up off Marketplace for $50 for a set of 6. Already cleaned them, tested the resistance, and they're all within spec. They're at 14.5, which is exactly where they're supposed to be. So today we'll be taking the throttle bracket off. 1 bolt here, 1 bolt back here, unhooking those, swapping it over, taking your breather tube out, swinging it around. Then we just have to undo these bolts right here, and then we should just be able to slide that out. We can leave the fuel line connected. The only thing we're going to have to make sure to drop the pressure on the rail. We can do that here with the valve, but I have a kill switch hooked to a fuel pump, so I'm just going to try to start it, and it should relieve any pressure in here because the fuel pump will be off. There will be residual fuel in the rail, so when I pull that off, I'll probably pop this injector off first and drain it out, and then just slap the new ones in that have new O-rings, new filters, new pinnacle caps, grease up the O-rings a little, put them in. Should be a quick, simple job. Okay, now we're going to crank her with the fuel pump off. Okay. Fuel pressure should be relieved. You can double check that. Come over here, double check that by just pushing the valve in, and no pressure. Ideally you would want to have something here to collect it just in case, but this isn't my first time doing this, so I know it was already going to be without pressure. Alright, another thing we are going to do is I got my air compressor filling up with air right now, but we're going to be using it today to blow off any dirt that could accumulate around the fuel injectors, just so when we pull those off and put the new ones in, we're not knocking dirt or grime back into the ports. Alright, she's aired up. So here are the injectors that we're going to be swapping those out with. As you can see, they are 4-port injectors. New O-rings, pinnacle caps, new filters. I will be cleaning off the connectors with this contact cleaner from Gunk, and we should be good to go. On. guys. Since I've replaced this one clip, it does have a safety clip on it. The rest you just pinch and tuck them out the way, kind of in the same position where they are. I mean, obviously you can't really mix them up if you leave them. This one does have two because it has a crack. Oh. Well, there went all that residual gasoline. Oh, dang it. We'll have to make sure we get that cleaned up. Have a nice fireball when she gets hot if we don't. Hey, it also gives me a little cleaning here too with it, huh? These are the old 1-port injectors. There we go. You can see that it has 1 port compared to those 4 ports that I showed earlier. It is one big massive port compared to those 4 smaller ones. Just like so. Just a little bit on your tip of the finger. button her back down. You just want to make sure that you get them tight, not too tight with the ratchet, just to make sure that they're hand tight. So that way you don't snap anything. All right, we're good to go there. Got to get it in the groove. There we go. Okay, or not. Let's try that again. Get it in the groove, push it down. All right. Yeah, now it's tight. Okay. Now we can get everything else back connected. Not using the electrical part. One thing I like about electric ratchets is the ability to do this. Okay. And hook all your throttle cables and the cruise control cables back up. Get my glove out. There we go. Disconnect the positive and negative terminals on the battery. Touch those guys together to drain out the capacitors in the ECU. And then we're going to put the key in the ignition before connecting the battery back up. Put the key in the ignition. Pull the headlight lever to turn those on, just to make sure that we are drained out completely of power. Then we're going to connect those positive and negative terminals back up. It's going to put the ECU in relearn mode so we can relearn the fuel trims and everything for these new injectors. And we'll have to do some idling for like 5 minutes. Go do a light drive, not full throttle, just light drive, 30 miles an hour or so it can learn that side of the fuel trim. Then we'll take it up onto the highway so it can learn acceleration and highway speeds with decel. And then after doing that for a little bit of time, the ECU should have relearned the fuel trims, so we should be getting optimal fuel economy and performance. Alright, starting with the negative side first. These are upgraded battery terminals. I have done the big 7 wire upgrade on it. Really the main thing for that is that I noticed an increase on my voltage gauge. Would always stay between 13 and 14. Now it's kind of actually at 14 until I turn on everything, and then it drops down to that middle mark. I really like that. Make sure everything's getting the power that it needs. Alright, we have them disconnected. Now we're going to touch them together. This should drain out all the electricity in the capacitors. with them still disconnected, not touching the battery, I'm going to go inside. Okay, now we're going to go inside. Take the key out of your pocket. Insert it in, turn it to the run position. This is my temperature gauge for a transmission. Just like to have everything I can, so know how the truck's running. It does have 250,000 miles. I've been slowly draining and filling that transmission, so hopefully it lasts me another 100,000 miles. All right. Now we are going to reinstall. Again, I wouldn't use the electric power just because you don't want to crack these lead terminals. Make sure you're nice and tight. Big boy is a 17. Make sure nice and tight. Again, you don't want to do too crazy. Crack your... Alright, yeah, now she's tight. We'll check this side just to be sure as well. Yep, nice and tight. Alright, the time has come to start her up. Let her idle and then we'll go for a drive. Let's go ahead and go inside and get ready for the drive. Just like get some space so I can accelerate a little bit faster. 25, giving it the gas. Okay, we've made it back. Low washer fluid light on, just came on. All good. Feels nice. And that's where we'll end this video. Check out the temp on the transmission. It's just flashing like that because of the LEDs. But everything is all good. Alright, catch you on the next one.